Welcome. My name is Thomas. I'm here to share in this video through this workshop that's walking you through the steps to helping you get started on your journey to starting your own tax preparation business. So these are the actual steps that I walk my clients through who looking to start their own business as far as tax preparation and taxation. This book I wrote last year when I started my coaching program, which is the actual steps that I walk them through. Uh, the only new step is to create a secure account situation, which is most important because if you create a secure account online at irs.gov, you won't be able to put in the e-file provider's application, which is the application you need to get the number, which will allow you to buy professional software and apply to third-party banks that will collect your tax preparation fees on your behalf. So that's important. I have people who've tried multiple times, but eventually was able to create a secure account because they had the right information available. You must have either credit card, student loan number, mortgage, line of credit, or auto loan, along with your personal information and some questions they're going to ask you when it comes to filling out the application for a secure account on irs.gov. The biggest challenge is getting to the application to irs.gov in the first place. And so when it comes to being able to do that, you have to know where to go to even click on the right link that's going to take you to the right page that's going to allow you to go through the right steps. And if you don't know how to do that, then you have to reach out to someone who can walk you through that process, or else you just stuck sitting there figuring out how you're going to get to the first phase of starting your business when it comes to having a tax preparation service. Now, I can sit with you. We could talk about the business structure, sole proprietorship, partnerships, corporations, LLCs, and all those things, and what you plan on doing. Are you planning on incorporating or just starting as a sole proprietor, which is a free process that doesn't cost you nothing? I can walk you through filling out that application. You can get your letter right then and there. As long as you never had an EIN number, you can get one right then and there and be able to save it to your computer and print it out later if you don't have a printer right then and there. And then from there, we have a PTIT we have to go apply for, which you can get the same day as long as you have a tax return in the system within the last 3 to 5 years that they can verify you in order for you to even get the number. It's the process that you go through while having a PTIN. And so that's a prepared tax identification number, which we use to sign all tax returns for people who get paid to do this as a living. And so those are some of the steps that you have to go through to position yourself as a tax service by having the right credentials and paperwork set up. And like I say, the most challenging part is going to irs.gov and being able to maneuver through the site to get to these different things that you need to have done is the thing that you have to have someone possibly guide you on, because a lot of times without knowing where to already go, it's hard to maneuver through the irs.gov website to get to certain functions. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you right quick on irs.gov by sharing my screen what I'm talking about. So I share my screen, and I'm going to go here to irs.gov. And so here at irs.gov website, we at the professional tab. That's the tab all the way at the end of the website. You click that on, it's going to take you here. We got the e-services, we got the PTIT. These are two of the things you need to have done in the process of having your own tax preparation service set up. The PTIT is one separate application you fill out. You get your number, pay for it, you get your number within 24, 48 hours. And then the e-file provider's application, the only way you can get to that application is having a secure account already created on irs.gov. And so that's the biggest challenge for people who want to start their own tax service, is that when it comes to filling out the secure account application, the financial information they need, some people don't have credit cards. Some people don't have auto loan. Some people don't have student loans. Some people don't have mortgages. Some people have none of the things they need on the financial list to get a secure account done. And at this point, we have no other way to help you get a application to the e-file provider's website without having a secure account. So if you can't do that, then you might have to partner with someone who can create a secure account on irs.gov where y'all can both work together. And so that's normally what will happen if you want to start a tax service, but you can't create a secure account just to even get to the application that you need to get to in order to be considered a tax service. So this application that we normally take 45 to 60 days might take even longer due to the IRS being backlogged, understaffed, and behind already with certain things that they have to do. So to be on the safe side, we have our people fill out this application early as possible to ensure themselves being ready for the upcoming tax season. And so all my people that I'm working with, I got one more lady just waiting for her e-file provider's application to be approved so she can go out and get a professional software and work with third-party banks. And so this is the process I'm talking about. Being able to go to this website, irs.gov, get to this page, but can't go no further because you don't have a secure account set up already. That's what you have to have, a secure account with the IRS already set up to get inside this page and go to the e-file provider's application and fill that out. Now, the e-file provider's application, you're going to need certain information to put on it. And so the information you want to put on there is the business information you're going to use for your tax service. So if you're going to use Sally's Tax Service Center, then you want to go and have your EIN letter and your business credentials already set up with the IRS with that information on it ahead of time. So when we go to the e-file provider's application and put this information on there, you're able to have that stuff read and be recognized by the IRS and be able to finish out filling out the application, ordering your 2 fingerprint cards from the IRS, having both of those been filled out, processed, and then hopefully 45 to 60 days, if not sooner, they have you approved by doing a background check to see if you're suitable to do business with them. So that's the process that's the most challenging when it comes to starting your own tax preparation business that I had to walk my clients through. I had one lady who already had her business credentials set up that she was going to use for her tax service. So all she needed to do was create a secure account, go to the e-file provider's application, fill it out, put those credentials on there, and submit it, order 2 fingerprint cards. She got all that done in one day. So you can get all this done in one day once you get your secure account situation taken care of and approved on the irs.gov website. That's how smooth it can be once you get that part done. And then the PTIN application, that's the same day service you can have as long as you got the money to pay for it to finish up the process of having the application done as well. So all these things can be done in one day once you create that secure account when it comes to setting up your own tax service. But the most challenging things other than that will be learning how to prepare individual income taxes and learning how to use professional software to do the work with. So those are the 2 main focuses that we focus on when it comes to having tax service that you're going to start. Is those are the 2 main things we focus on other than the paperwork you need to become a tax service. We focus on what class you're going to take. Are you going to take a local class in your area, or are you going to take a class that I recommend to take that's going to allow you to get an introduction to learning how to prepare individual income taxes? Because basically all you get is an introduction, because there's too much information involved in learning that you will never learn it all, no way, especially in the beginning. So I'm going to give you just enough information that's going to allow you to learn enough where you can do basic and simple tax returns that you're going to be doing for people that live already in your neighborhood that you already know who need tax preparation services done. From there, we build on that information by teaching you more information that's going to allow you to be familiar with other types of situations that may come about with the clients you may already have or clients that you're already going to get. And so that's when it comes to learning how to prepare taxes, is learning the knowledge and skills needed and learning the professional software, mastering that software good enough where you can put the information in, all the different forms, put it in there correctly to get the right results for your client, regardless if it's a refund or balance due. It doesn't make a difference. You just want to make sure those taxes are filled out correctly, those forms are filled out correctly. You asked all the right interview questions for this particular client and their situation, and you notate that, you get their responses, you have them sign off on that at the end of the interview with the paperwork that they're going to sign off on at the end of the interview. Once you've collected all the data, once you answer all the questions, once you put all the information inside the tax software, the last thing you'll do is print out the paperwork, go through the paperwork with them on what they signed in it, how it's generated, why they signing it, and at the end, they'll know that everything that they signed off on was based on their individual situation that they told you about, that you asked certain questions about to get this information concerning their own individual situation. So that's important. And documentation is going to be key to that. So just to let you know, this is the one of the challenging things of getting set up is getting to the irs.gov website, being able to get to the secure account and being able to fill that out by having the right information needed to even apply for a secure account. Once you get to that point where you got your secure account set up, then being able to go to the e-file provider's application or the 2 fingerprint cards, fill that out with your business credentials on it, had the fingerprint cards done, mailed in for them to process for a background check, and then moving on to the next thing. The PTIN is the same day process. e-file providers, everything is the same day process once you got the secure account situation created and opened up and ready to go. That's how sweet it is once you get past that first hurdle. From there, we focus on tax preparation training and professional tax preparation software training. Those are the two things you want to master and get good at, because that's how you're going to go out and make your money. People come to us because they believe we possess the knowledge and skills to get the job done. So that's why they come and pay us their money, because they assume we know what we know to be able to help them with their tax preparation needs year after year after year. So knowledge is the key, and the knowledge is the service that we provide. And so we want to make sure we're very good and knowledgeable when it comes to this area, but it takes time to build that knowledge because there's so much information in this career industry of tax preparation and taxation that you have to take the time and effort to learn it month by month, month by month, week by week, day by day, over time. A year go by, 2 years go by, 3 years go by, 5 years go by. You want to get good at this. You want to be able to answer basic tax questions right then and there on the fly, which is going to help you pick up clients right then and there. Because for people who don't have somebody to go already, if you can answer all their basic tax questions and make them feel comfortable and confident in you and your ability, it's a good chance they'll give you a chance to do business with them for that upcoming tax season. And so that's important. And so that's what we covered in Module 1, business setup, EFIN setup. In Module 2, we talked about already the software and the third-party banks. Those two are the things that we must master, get good at, because without those skills, we can't provide tax preparation service. So we got to acquire the knowledge and skills needed to provide the service, and we got to master the software, because that's the tool we do the work with. When we master those two things, then we have a good chance of going out, spreading the word, promoting ourselves, and generating significant 5 to 6 figure income year after year after year. That's how they can work for you once you position yourself in that way. The next category or module is office supplies, equipment, and furniture. So if you're doing a brick and mortar situation, you want computer chairs and desks for the workers. You want chairs for the clients that's going to sit out there on the floor. Or you want different amenities. So if the clients come in, you offer them water, tea, coffee, something to snack on if it's early in the morning, like donuts or something like that. And so those are the different things we offered in our office to our clients. Good equipment is good desktops or laptop equipment, good printers that's going to be reliable to do the work with, that won't break down, that'll get you through a good tax season over and over again. We want to do office supplies, basic office supplies, but we're going to deal with pens, markers, clippers, paper clips, and all these other general office supplies that you normally find in the office that you might need when it comes to office type work. And then the next module we deal with is payroll, bookkeeping, and outsourcing options. So if you got people that's on payroll already, when you first get started, like I did, I started with 2 locations and I started with like 5 or 6 workers. And so I use ADP to outsource that work with to get the job done, because I didn't have the time to deal with payroll, because I sat at the desk 12 to 16 hours a day, 6 days a week doing income taxes for clients. So spending that much time on the floor working with real world clients left me in a position where I had to find someone who could do other tasks that I couldn't do because I spent so much time doing the work. And then when it comes to bookkeeping, and payroll could be a combination mixed together because you have bookkeeping software that's equipped to do payroll. You know what I'm saying? Like QuickBooks, it can do your bookkeeping and your payroll for you if you have that package plan paid for where you got both of those services embedded inside your package. And so that's what you can do when it comes to that. Or you can simply outsource that to someone who has a bookkeeping service who can do the payroll as well for you. So you have to dictate and figure out how you're going to do that based on your budget. It always comes down to how much money you're working with when it comes to either doing it in-house or outsourcing it. The next thing we cover is business insurance. Business insurance, especially if you got a brick and mortar location, you want to cover yourself because, see, without business insurance, you're not going to be able to. You're gonna have to get you alarm system. So without business insurance, alarm system services won't cover you because you got to protect yourself on your end. And so the basic way to do that is have an alarm system put inside your office that's going to help kind of prevent someone hopefully from breaking in. And if they do break in, the point is you try to have some type of prevent defense in place to help that from happening. So you got to have business general liability insurance in order for you to have alarm system that's going to monitor your place for you. The different tools we talk about will be, of course, the software, apps and portals that we're going to use to get the client's data information from them. And we're really talking about sensitive information when it comes to social security numbers and credit card numbers and bank account numbers. Those are considered sensitive information that you don't want the average person to know about or even see. And so if you got documents that have to be sent over that fall into that category, you definitely want a secure way to make that happen. So we have a lot of software that have their own apps that's included, or have a portal that you can buy that's going to allow you to send and receive sensitive information securely to one another that you definitely want to invest in to protect your client's information. And then one of the main resources that I use is irs.gov because that's the place I go to look up and do research on all different types of issues that I might have with a situation that I'm not familiar with a client that I'm doing inside the office for that tax season. So as you start to get different types of clientele that has different types of situations, some of those you might not be familiar with, especially being a new business owner, that you might have to go research. So I use irs.gov for all my researching needs because that's the people who are in charge of this career industry that I count on for the right information. Then the next thing we could cover is compliance training and additional income streams. Now, compliance training that I'm talking about is one dealing with the third-party banks. Every year, the third-party banks have you fill out application and take compliance training. It's training that you must know when it comes to dealing with third-party banks and the clients that you must know about ahead of time so you can do this correctly when it comes to offering the different products that the bank may have inside their portfolio. So when it comes to the clients coming in who might want to borrow some money or might want their money put on a prepaid card, either their own prepaid card or one that you may offer, that's a bank product. Bank products have information and rules and regulations that you must learn about in advance before you can even talk about those with a client during tax season. So that's part of the compliance training I'm talking about. Another part of compliance training I'm talking about is the due diligence requirements that you must be familiar with when it comes to dealing with clients each and every day when it comes to preparing individual income taxes, especially for people who especially for people that's going to have these different credits: earned income credit, additional tax credit, child tax credit, head of household, and American Opportunity Credit. Those 5 different situations that cost you $540 in penalties for each one if you are not in compliance with that situation for each tax return that you do. So that can be expensive and costly. So you want to know what you're doing when it comes to those things. So I give my clients different places they can go to learn and get training that protect them and their business so they can learn and know these things when it comes to dealing with clients that fall into different categories and different situations. Uh, Understanding tax certifications. So based on what states you may live in, we have about 5 or 6 states, if that many, that have state certifications that you must have in place to even do taxes. New York, one of them. Oregon is another. And I think maybe a couple of others have state legislation that you must have in place to even do taxes with. And so those are some of the certification situations that you have to go through if you live in those type of states. Um, you have to consider if you want a professional license. The two most common professional license is a state license, which is a certified public accountant, and then a federal license is enrolled agent, which is a specialized exam that's administered by the IRS, which is a 3-part exam that if you pass all 3, then you can put an application in with them asking for permission to represent clients on their behalf. And so those are the 2 most common ways we go out and get licenses other than tax attorney. Those are the other 2 common ways to go. So tax attorneys, certified public accountants, and enroll agents are the 3 different ways you might go out and become a licensed professional in this industry. And so if you're not looking to become a tax attorney, of course, you won't go that route. The other 2 most other ways is state tax attorneys and CPAs are state licenses. The enroll agent is a federal license that covers all 50 states where you can go out and represent clients no matter where they live at in the state and make money from that. So that's why a lot of CPAs have dual status. They have CPA/EA because the EA status is larger than the CPA status. CPA status is a state license. So the most you might be licensed in is 2 to 3 states based on the fact you might have relocated from one state to another. But other than that, as far as you're going to get a state license in all 50 states, it's not doable and it makes no sense to do so. So that's why people get the enroll agent status as a professional license, which is federal, that covers everything. So when it comes to starting your own tax preparation business, my training is targeted and focused on the things you need to know and have right now. And so learning the knowledge and skills to provide the service is the first step. Mastering the professional software to do the work with is the second step. Those 2 go hand in hand. And then the other things that we talk about and walk you through when it comes to setting up your tax preparation business on the front end, when it comes to daily operations, speaks for itself for most people. And then on the back end, by some people who might have employees or independent contractors that's working inside the business doing tax season for the back end compliance work that needs to be done. So I help my clients cover all those aspects of having a full-fledged tax service, getting ready to start and grow from a simple point of view, focus on what they need to know and learn first and building on that because, like I said, there's too much information available for them to learn all in one season well enough to be able to go out and apply it to each and every client they may run into. So it's a day by day, week by week, month by month learning process that they want to get good at over time. By the more knowledge and skills and experience you have, the better you should be able to go out and service all different types of clients that may come through your door. Or you might decide eventually after being in this industry 3 to 5 to 7 years, you might want to specialize in a certain niche or industry that's going to allow you to make more money because you chose to specialize in a particular area, which positions you to get more money for that. So, for example, you might decide to specialize in transportation or working with dentists or working with chiropractors. So those are some specialty areas you can specialize in when it comes to them having to do their tax preparation services and needs every year by positioning yourself as an authority figure with those particular types of business owners. So if you need more information, on what it's going to take to get started. I have an ebook and guide that, like I said, I wrote. I've been giving it out as free for people. And so what's going to happen is some people are going to ask about the free ebook after it's no longer free. But I got it on my Etsy site for $10. So if you want to go pay $10 for it, you go to my Etsy site and get it when it's normally $27 on different platforms that I have with different offers and bonuses to go with it. So the Etsy site is $10. It's give you 5 one-on-one coaching sessions that's going to help you with walk you through what it's going to take to be successful and get started inside your tax preparation business. So this live workshop I'll probably do again next Thursday all the way through the end of December as we get ready for the upcoming tax season, which starts in January of 2022. And I'll see you in my next video.